smashing that house next door. They were just running off. It's like, God! It was amazing, man. And they just like dug a hole and buried it.
Wow.
So I can't remember what they do. I think they probably haul it off, but it was amazing.
And it wasn't even a workman, it was just a pissed off ex.
Yeah, really. God. Oh, man.
Well, we were paying $110
$10 a piece, yeah. It was so cheap, man.
Wow.
I lived there for 9 years,
Wow.
man.
Wow.
Yeah, I was able to save a lot of money. I mean, we were always gone, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, let's do that. Let's do that ugly thing.
Okay.
And you guys can hang out in there.
Okay.
While it's ugly and noisy in here. Oh, man.
More chords in it than it does. You know what I mean? There's something about
Looking down at this chart, seeing it for the first time, you're right. Because listening back,
I was
trying
trying to picture what things were, and I think it's that the melody makes some of the chords sound.
Moves around.
Yeah.
Okay. The end of the second beat section, right? Is that what you're saying right here? Or here?
Yeah. Like there's sort of a shift in the feel of the song, right?
No hay sitio para el amor, ni Daiquiri blues, la noche del sol, para mojarte los labios.
Oh, this one always.
Okay, good. I'm sorry, I didn't write that. I'm sure. Tyson Rogers is a genius. He can play with 3 hands if he wants to. He can play with full voicings, many notes. He can play fast and very modern. But he also can play with 1 hand, 2 notes. It's very zen, you know, like going into a zen garden where there's just a very simple tree, but it's perfect. You don't need the entire forest, you just need that one perfect tree. That's how Tyson plays. And then Will Kimbrough, I called him because he plays very close to the earth. You know, he might use effects or unusual sounds, but it's always very close to the earth. And I thought that would be a good sort of foundation for Quique's sound. Will can also play like a crazy genius. He can play fast, he can play crazy. But on this record he plays very, in an old way. He sounds like an old guitar player. In a good way. Like a guitar player from deep history. So I thought that made the record sound more timeless. And that would be the English word. It's afuera del tiempo. It's music that is for my grandfather and for my son. You know, it's for everybody, I hope, through time. And that's how Will sounds. And he had heard Brian play with Buddy and Julie Miller. And he knew that he liked those guys, both those drummers, so it was easy. We just hired those guys. They were great.
Mi Daiquiri blues, la noche del sábado, para mojarte los labios.
Daiquiri Blues tiene la idea de como un poco de paraíso en el infierno y un poco de infierno en el paraíso, ¿no? Supongo que me gustan, hay ideas encontradas ahí, ¿no? Daiquiri es como que suena a paraíso, lo juntas con blues y tienes menos paraíso.
Rascando.
Sí.
Ahí. Rascando. I just learned the word for strum in Spanish.
I was wondering when
Rascando.
Rascando?
Yeah, Rascando.
Spanish 201, is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, well, I'm still 101.
101, okay.
Maybe not even that. 50 and a half. Working my way. Well, it looks like the gang's all here. Let me play the.
Bring up
This song. Who else did we have? We had Al Perkins, who also plays from the heart. You know, this is Nashville, Tennessee, so there are 1,000 pedal steel players. But Al Perkins might be the one that has the most soul. If you just listen to what he plays on records, he's never trying to show you how many notes he knows. He just shows you the notes that he knows will break your heart. And it does, every time. He can break your heart with just 2 simple notes. It's something in the way he uses his volume and his phrasing, his sense of space. Sometimes when you're playing a song, the band is playing, you're recording, you look over at Al, and the singer's singing the second verse, and you look over at Al, and Al's like this. You know, with his hands in his lap like this. Just waiting. And you think, well, why isn't he playing? What's wrong? Or maybe his headphones are broken. And then the chorus comes and Al goes, and it's perfect, right? So he knows when to play, he knows when not to play, and he's a genius. He is a soul genius. He was a lovely guy to have on the session. So that's why we have Al. And also, I think he'd played on some records that Quique knew. He played on some Josh Rouse records, so Quique had heard him on that. Quique might have heard him on Graham Parsons records back in hippie times.
So you in town now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I live here. I've been here probably since '89, I guess, before we put the Nash Framework together.
Oh, that was the band I saw with
Yeah,
you. It was like 16. He used to drive all the bluesmen up through, that came through Boston, from the airport to their hotel, and from the hotel to the gig.
Yeah.
You know, and he said he got the call to bring John Lee Hooker from his hotel in the afternoon for a sound check later on. So he goes over and he knocks on the door, and the door opens up, and it's Hooker. And there's something wrong, like the shades are pulled, 3 in the afternoon. It's like the quintessential blues man. You know, there's John Lee in his boxer shorts, you know, and his socks up to his knees, you know, those thin.
Yeah, I love those socks.
And he's got the bottle of whatever on the nightstand, but Wolf senses something's not quite right, and he looks over at the TV, and he sees Lassie is on TV. And Charlie Hooker's watching Lassie. And Wolf is like confused, and the way Wolf told him was just had us rolling. He said, you know, he looked at the TV, and Hooker saw that he was like confused by Hooker watching Lassie on TV. Hooker looks at him and he goes, yeah, that Lassie's a motherfucking smart dog.
Lassie. I love that. That's great.
That's a Peter Wolf story.
That's good, man.
Anoche estuvo aquí, llevo pensando en ello todo el día. Subo y bajo Gran Vía como policía local, como el autoestopista de sus sueños. Pisando los charcos de 1956. Anoche estuvo aquí, llevo pensando en ello todo el día. la nevera vacía, la ropa tendida, sin ganas de patrullar. Quise mucho a esa chica, pero espero que no vuelva nunca más.